are saying. Let me give you the toll-free number to join us on any of the issues we've raised, but I would obviously like to hear from you on what you think about the Anders Breivik situation. Obviously, we'll also be getting into financial news today. The dollar has stumbled and tumbled today because of the Federal Reserve signaling they will continue to devalue the dollar. When you hear that there's a strong dollar policy, really what that means is they want to make sure all other currencies drop with it. And that's the G20 policy for at least 3 years publicly, is coordinated devaluation of the euro, of the dollar, of the yen, of the yuan. The West is always telling China, raise the price of your currency, but behind the scenes they want them to keep it the same or lower it. So that's continuing. Gold is an all-time record explosive high. When I checked 20 minutes ago, it was at 1,622.49, and I'm told it's still rising in the middle of the summer. Normally the doldrums are the time when gold goes down in price, so we'll also be going over all of that. But what is the motive if this is a staged event in Norway? And again, when you have governments that have been caught doing things like this over and over again, and you have Pentagon manuals on how to train terrorists that you then set up and burn as patsies, you have to immediately look at who stands to gain from this. Norway not going along and contributing money to the banker bailout, even though they're outside of the euro. Norway, one of the least restrictive gun control states, very constrictive and restrictive compared to the United States, now calls to restrict gun ownership there even more, calls to have the EU and U.S. anti-terror forces come in and basically take over the internal security apparatus of Norway, killing their sovereignty further, just like they're trying to do in Switzerland. There's only a few sovereign countries left. Norway is one of them. Switzerland is one of them. And, of course, they had the Prime Minister of Norway at Bilderberg this year. Very important point to note. You had it's now emerged yesterday in the last year. CIA secretly infiltrating, along with NATO, the police departments and the National Police Department in Norway, and, quote, recruiting senior police and retired police to fight terror secretly because the West was so worried about terror attacks in Norway. Yes, the Muslims are going to attack Norway because Norway is for recognizing the Palestinians. This is asinine. So they didn't go with that because no one would buy it. Instead, they went with the right-wing card, a guy who's a high-level Mason admitted, a member of the current real Knights Templars, who wears Illuminati symbols all over his little uniforms, with glamour shots and a 1,500-page treatise and a professional video, and the police knew who he was when they arrived on the island and didn't shoot him, even though he was shooting people. They said, Breivik, Anders Breivik, and he said yes and walked over to them and now seems quite pleased. And their own government is reporting he will serve no more than 21 years. Within a third of it being served, he will get weekends off and out, kind of like the guy that shot Ronald Reagan's been quietly, secretly getting out for a decade. You can pull that up. So we've got that report going on. Headline, police knew gunman's name before arrest. We're going to be breaking that down with Dr. Steve Pieczenik. Anders Breivik, manufactured patsy. You have his Facebook and other websites of his being changed after someone has his codes. And he's saying, in at least this written statement now, that there's other cells in Europe about to strike. But there's no discussion about, hey, we better find out who's changing his Facebook to Christian conservative from pro-gay liberal. And we're going to be going over that article as well. There's just so many serious anomalies on this front, but it's also meant to create a clash of civilizations. They're putting the call out for young European males to attack Muslims. We'll talk about it when we come back.
What would you do with a check for $25,000? What if you could eliminate all of your credit card debt in 90 days and keep all of your money? Hi, I'm Jason Davenport, and I've just completed ZeroDebt100.com, a program that stops and prevents debt collections of all kinds, including debt collectors and foreclosures, with guaranteed results. Forget loan modification. Zero Debt showed me how to get the banks to pay my property taxes and insurance while stopping my foreclosure without paying one dime. An attorney tried to garnish my wages, but the court denied his request because of what I filed from the Zero Debt program. Find out how I did this by calling Zero Debt today at 800-477-9256. Tell them Jason sent you and ask for the Zero Debt special and the free bonus promotion about stopping an IRS levy and getting your money back. Tell them Jason sent you and call 800-477-9256. 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256 or visit www.zerodebt100.com.
HempUSA.org brings you pure camu-berry powder. This revolutionary powder contains 50 times the vitamin C of an orange, mixes with any juice or liquid, has 227 servings per container, and is made from naturally grown camu berries, not chemically produced in a laboratory. Order camu-berry powder today. Call 908-691-2608 or visit HempUSA.org and see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Optics Planet is calling all hunters, shooters, and outdoorsmen. It's time to gear up. As the best online retailer of rifle scopes, red dot sights, lasers, and other firearm accessories, Optics Planet has a special deal to offer GCN listeners. You may already know OpticsPlanet.com has the best selection of weapon lights, holsters, night vision, binoculars, and tactical gear on the planet. With incredibly low prices, free shipping on most orders, and USA-based phone support, Optics Planet is the online retailer of choice for discerning gun owners and outdoor enthusiasts. Featuring Loophole, Blackhawk, EOTech, Crimson Trace, Night Force, Trigicon, Surefire, over 700 top brands. For a limited time, head to opticsplanet.com/GCN to get a free Streamlight Keymate, the world's most powerful keychain light with purchase. That's opticsplanet.com/GCN or call 800-332-OPTICS right now to speak with an Optics Planet product specialist. 800-332-6784.
Okay, so the biggest piece of evidence that this is staged is that in Europe, in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, globalist-controlled countries, or globalist command-based countries, they control almost the entire planet, but the nations I just mentioned are the original wealthy, powerful engines that were taken over by them and now used to dominate the world. In all those countries, the controllers have been demonizing Christian right-wingers who don't want open borders, who don't want banker bailouts, who don't want to give up their cultures. And they've been saying they're going to strike, they're going to attack, it's going to happen. So we saw the pre-scripting running up to this and a huge rollout last week ahead of this in Europe and the United States that right-wing, blonde-haired, blue-eyed al-Qaeda, right-wing al-Qaeda is going to strike. Forget the Arabs now. The West has taken all those countries over except for Iran. They're overthrowing all their old allies, Mubarak and others. They've got the al-Qaeda forces attacking in Libya. You're not supposed to talk about al-Qaeda now. Folks are tired of hearing about al-Qaeda. They're not scared of it anymore. So enters the blonde-haired, blue-eyed al-Qaeda. And I said Thursday, I played this clip on the Sunday show last night. I said they're going to launch the blonde-haired, blue-eyed al-Qaeda very soon. I'm telling you, it's imminent. The next day it happened. Less than 24 hours later. So I could see the preconditioning. That's why I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And now you've got all these White House memos saying we need a new Oklahoma City or 9/11. These are public. Even Glenn Beck's talked about this earlier in the year. I've played the clip. And in the memos, they say, we'll blame Glenn Beck and Alex Jones. Media Matters, all the rest of them are saying, oh, yeah, there's going to be a new Oklahoma City. And when it happens, it's Glenn Beck and Alex Jones' fault. And then Michael Savage is added on like a little side hors d'oeuvre sometimes. But not always. But it's always Glenn Beck, Alex Jones. In the MSNBC special, it's Ron Paul, Alex Jones, Rise of the New Right. We're going to cause the terror attack. That's how the show ends. We're violent. We want violence. They edit this clip out of Ron Paul talking about the founding fathers fighting tyranny, and a clip of myself saying the Second Amendment is to defend us from tyranny. And then they say, see, they want to kill liberals. And that's always their talking point. And then separately, you have White House advisors like Shapiro and others saying in the Financial Times of London. In fact, will you guys search that so we can show it to prisonplanet.tv viewers so I can have the actual headline? It's something like, just search the term, Robert Shapiro tells Obama he needs a new Oklahoma City or 9/11. That'll pull up our article, and they'll have a link to the Financial Times of London story. I think it's from January. I want to show people that. And he says, President, you need the terror attacks. It's the only thing that will save our globalist agenda. Now, in the same Financial Times of London, which is the most elite publication in the world, this is where the globalists communicate with each other with very veiled innuendo. I mean, it's thinly veiled. I mean, you have Gary Hart writing articles for Huffington Post where he says, we do stage terror attacks, Iran. You better do what we say or we'll stage one on you. He didn't even veil that. And we've interviewed him and asked him what he thought about it. He said, yeah, no, our government stages attacks, and I told Iran that, but that's a message for them, not for the American public. See, globalists think region by region. The big CFR terrorism preparation master on the Hart-Rubin Commission, Gary Hart, writes a letter openly to Iran saying we'll stage terror attacks. There it is. It's Financial Times of London, and that came out, it actually came out last year, July 13th last year. Wow, time flies. Obama facing growing credibility crisis. Financial Times of London, and you read into it, he says, barring a giant terror attack like Oklahoma City or 9/11, the president's agenda is dead. Now, what did the same Financial Times of London say today? Killer personifies rise of new far right. They're following a script. What was the name of last year's MSNBC special that they've re-aired this year? Rise of the New Right. What do they say is going to happen? We're going to kill people. Let's go to break with Michael Savage breaking down that Obama was going to stage a Reichstag event. And believe me, this Norway thing's a test. It's coming here. This is how they're going to shut the web off, come after Tea Partiers and conservatives. I told you it was coming. They've been beta testing it. Now it's starting. Here's the clip.
Now I'll make another prediction. I predict that very soon Obama will create a crisis along the lines of the Reichstag fire. I don't know what form it will take, but I believe that once the minions are seen for what they are, Rahm Emanuel and his gang will set off a Reichstag fire in this country of some kind, and they will recall the military dictatorship of Lincoln and Stanton during the Civil War when civilian suspects were arrested without warrant. I will tell you as I sit here, I fear that every night as I go to sleep. I put nothing past these agitators who have suddenly seized control of the most powerful economy and the most powerful military on earth.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to break down what's going to happen.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable